All right, guys, what's up? We got another match of the final week of the regular season in the second ever 70-star league. It is Division 2, Drogie and JMill. Drogie has already secured his playoff spot. JMill will not be able to secure a playoff spot. But if you're looking at the way things are going right now, Drogie is definitely someone who has some of the best movement in the league. I would put him up there with Blue Bob, maybe Tama, although Tama is maybe not. I'm not sure if he's clinched playoffs yet or not. We'll have to see. And here's the standings. Blue Bob in first. He had actually a kind of rough start to the season, but everyone knows he's the best, and he's proven that. Rocking that first place. JJ, a master of consistency, only dropping 2 races as well so far, getting him that second spot, and kind of rounding out with pretty diverse bunch in the 3rd through 8th. It was really like up in the air for a while. Guyanai and Saxdale, definitely great players, but just weren't able to get the wins in the league. And JMill on the bottom. I think he just didn't really want to play in the league, and also just being an emu player, it's not very easy for him to play on console. So yeah, that's what we got lined up today. It's just going to be me here. Drogie is looking to maybe bump himself up a seed or so to get a better matchup in the playoffs. That could be important. And also just to see what his form is like. Because Drogie, I think the story for him has been he's started off well, and then somewhere in the middle of upstairs, he's made some mistakes and gets really tilted and loses a few minutes. So if that happens, that could be an issue for his playoff races. But if it doesn't, he could be a real dark horse to win the division, which Tabas did last year, and he moved up to D1, but that's another story. Both runners rocking face cam this time. Good to see. JMill always the vape god. Another fellow Ohio boy out here. Alright, both of them starting off. Drogie looking a little bit more saturated on the colors. JMill a bit brighter, both on English. Drogie a bit more ambitious on the Lactu skip. Very good angle. JMill also getting it. Heading into the castle now. Both of them surely just going for bomb clip. Drogie doing an interesting CF and C down. I don't know if that reduces any lag or not. And that C left into the backflip might have reduced a little bit of lag. It was found somewhat recently that it starts to lag right at the end of the fade out if you do the backflip star grab as opposed to just jumping and ground pounding. So it puts us in a weird place where doing a normal jump and ground pound like JMill did is maybe 3 frames slower in game times to like 0.1. But Drogie's backflip saved time on the X cam, but then was hardly any faster once you accounted for lag. I believe that C left reduces a little bit, so it does still save about 0.1. We got a side guess, throw it in there. Enough of my overly detailed analysis here. Probably going to be 12-8. Oh, 12-6. And 12-9. Good stuff for Drogie. Interesting cameras as well. Going into that Mario Cam C down. I don't know if that reduces lag, but I assume it's in the lag library, which I could go check out at some point. Alright, let's see what he goes for first in Woms. Might be 100 coin, might be like cannonless. Alright, not 100 coin, and it's Owless. JMill's going for cannonless. Drogie missing that fence clip double jump wall kick. And missing Owless too. JMill missing cannonless. Both of them having a bit of an error in the first star of this stage. Second try and shooting the wild blue back up for JMill. Both of them losing about 10 seconds there. Maybe not quite 10, but about 8. Alright, both of them going for the other star that their opponent did first. Actually, no, JMill's doing Candleless again. Missing it, getting a ledge grab. He's got to line up this texture. Will that work? Yes, it does. Okay, Drogie missing and having to do the backup. Candleless is being a real problem right now. And resetting that angle, or resetting the ledge grab position, does end up working out. But already you can see a bit of frustration on Drogie's camera. Missing Alice and Candleless are... they're two pretty difficult stars. Not maybe even so difficult as in easy to fail. And Drogie missing his side lip angle. Look at his face. He is like already tilted by doing the handstand. And then insult to injury, missing the wall kick. It didn't land on the top where he needed to go. So finally JMill gonna be starting off the 100 coin. It's been a very eventful WOMP so far. Ooh, awkward angle. JMill's gonna have to do it back up there. Actually, maybe not a bad idea to do the butt slide, but it might cost him the cycle. We'll see if he's gonna make it. And missing the jump kick. Drogie going for the pro movement. This is a lot more dangerous, but he can still make the cycle. And JMill is still struggling to get this wall kick. The camera's all messed up here. He's grabbed the wild blue star again. That's the one thing you didn't want to do. I would say the best course of action would have been just to do the double jump ledge grab rather than to go right next to the star, kind of like the half cycle movement. Meanwhile though, Drogie has missed one too many coins, so he's gonna have to grab the box at the end. So you need 83 out of that, and he only had 82, but he still made the cycle and was able to convert a lot of that time save. So JMill lost all the time that he'd been doing that star for. So he's made it up now. Going around killing the Prana. While Drogie's already finished. I would have to say, I thought that JMill would have lost a lot more time than what it ended up being. He's still quite far behind, but it's only WOMs. And it wasn't like 30 seconds. Well, he lost 30 seconds, but he was in the lead by a little bit beforehand. Do whatever. Legendary subscription by the 70-star world record holder. Thank you very much. Alright, Drogie has one more star. JMill has two. Oh, Drogie missing the... We were supposed to go into the butt slide and then jump out. I think Drogie pressed A a frame too early, and then that meant he couldn't jump out of the butt slide. He had to wait about 4, and then had to go do the long jump again. So both of them having a quite rocky WOMP. That can happen. It's not something to worry too much about. It's more about how the other player fares. And with JMill's situation, it's going a lot worse. He's able to get up here, not gonna retracting elevator block. Drogie another nice slide. 12-6 again. Maybe that's just a nice camera angle to look at Mario's placement on the ground. I think that's probably what it's for. Since if you go into Lakitu Cam, it's kind of hard to see where Mario is so that you can time the rollout correctly. That could just be a visual aid. JMill on the side, Drogie in the wing cap. Pretty decent difference. Alright, Drogie having a pretty interesting coin grab there. A bit shaky in the skies, but coming out of it pretty smoothly. JMill grabbing slide number 2. Drogie gonna get the wing cap star and head into Dark World. Going on top of the switch too. That's fancy. Alright, into Dark World we go. I know for a fact that they have both died on Dark World before. Maybe not recently, but in races. Alright, let's see if we can get a good chick cycle out of Drogie. Not going for the third long jump. It doesn't lose that much time because you actually conserve a lot of running speed. I think it has to do with the slope when you land on it. Drogie missing that long jump to cut the angle off the bridge. Going around the amps, he'll barely be on pace now. Has to avoid this amp, but he's got it pretty well. Well, he grabbed the red. I think he missed it. Alright, you have to be careful here. Playing it very safe. Oh, that's so tight. I would not recommend doing that as a backup. I think Drogie's finally found his way through. It did not go well. Let's see if JMill can make up some time instead of getting over the elevators here. He's got plenty of time to get Shig. It's quite lenient if you don't get amped. Almost got amped there. Had to go for a pretty risky dodge. And this RNG shouldn't be too bad. JMill actually going around the pole. Gonna be a late Shig and have to do a second long jump. Oh, can he make it with the kick? Barely converting that. He was so close to dying. We'll end up saving some time here. Drogie finishing up the Bowser fight. Almost double firsties for JMill. Just getting one, not the other. Not going into the pipe. That can be something that happens if you roll out on the slope with low speed. Your normal timing is just to press A, let go, and then press B. But that time you had to do a full jump dive to make it over. Drogie, nice lag reduction out of that 8-star door. To be honest, I still don't know how to do that. But it's in his video. Drogie going for the awesome Mario Cam, which sets up the angle nicely for the long jump. Pretty smooth flying. Not the most ambitious arc, had a bit of a glide at the end, but not so bad. Okay, we're getting the forward-facing camera, which kind of happens when you do that double long jump to the door. It saves like a couple frames, but it makes you more likely to get the bad camera, and I don't think you can lag reduce the same way that Drogie did. So it's a bit worse in that respect. Bring the wing cap box here, come up to that sky jump star. Rolling out on the island instead of flying over it. Doesn't really matter. Good wall kicks will work from Drogie. This is not like a great run by any means, but I can definitely see it as kind of a bipolar run where some things have gone very smoothly according to plan. Some things have gone very wrong, but the things that have gone wrong, like cannonless, are like sometimes oddballs. Oh, that's a mistake. You just want to like slide down instead of slide off for that first hill. That lost some time. Going for a lag reduction here. Missing that star just a little bit. JMill missing wall kicks will work, or something that happened. I didn't quite catch it. Had to do the backup wall kicks. Okay, this is interesting. Drogie can be doing CCM 18 with the penguin race. That could be not to curse it. Ooh, nice moonwalk. Didn't quite get to the door. That could be something for JMill to catch up on. Nice lag reduction for JMill. The penguin race is a bit slower than double plus, obviously. But I would say on average it's a safer bet. I can say that me personally, I mess up the penguin race quite often, so you have to be a little careful. JMill just going to be going for CCM 18 as well. So we're going to see 2 penguin races. Ooh, triple jump into the chimney. This is bad. With 23 coins, you can't miss any. So Drogie has to get the last coin before the jump. And you can see he's a little bit nervous here. You don't have to be that nervous. But you only have a couple frames to grab this coin before the ring, or the arc. And he's made the jump. So that was huge. If he missed it, it would have been a massive time loss. Which would have happened only because he went for that small time save of triple jumping into the chimney after the warp. JMill grabbing the tree. Okay, Drogie can actually make it through the penguin race, so breathing a sigh of relief. We'll see if JMill can do it the same. Like going on a big looping arc around here. Probably got his camera messed up. Oh, Drogie bonking. That was interesting. A jump kick to land right by the start and a dive. Okay. That was quite but on the other hand, the dive actually lost time because he had to fall. So I would have said just running with the star would be better. JMill missing that first coin, but he's still good. That'll be 52 which is all he needs. Alright, gonna close it out. So Drogie finally into BBH, JMill finishing up Kukla Mountain. Still a difference in time between these two runners. Good boo kills for Drogie, might see a lag reduction on the end. Yep, Mario came on the ground pound. Very smooth. Drogie is a great player to watch if you want to learn how to play optimally. Alright, JMill entering BBH as Drogie is about to get the second star. Right over there, getting it. Not hard. JMill going for its haunted books before Big Boo's balcony as well. Missing that star just a tad. Alright, Drogie has at least stabilized after Dark World, getting a good CCM and then a good BBH. Let's check out the first star in basement, Pillarless. Backflip into the star. You can see Drogie, he kind of explodes in an instant before having to recompose himself. On the face cam, it's almost like he gets out of his chair and shouts something in German. Who knows? He always looks very anguished. I don't know. Alright, good plus. Not going for Tombo plus, but not going for the easy strat either. Kind of the intermediate old strat. Yeah, this is a pre-recorded one, EBM. As Simply would say, the Talon. Gonna intercept Klepto in midair. I think it's really cool how that star is able to work. You go up a pillar, you long jump to a fly guy, and then on the bounce you get to kill the bird. Not kill him, but you get to touch the star. Oh my god, JMill Tombo plays with an awkward angle. He's still able to make it work. Getting up there, doesn't want to grab the star on top of the pyramid. Very sketchy here. Getting the right angle in the end. So pretty solid. Drogie into lethal lava land. Still maintaining a healthy lead. Ooh, Drogie going narrowly into the lava. It's very difficult to do that jump dive optionally. You kind of have to land partway in the lava. But you can play it safe, you just won't have quite as much speed. And I know Drogie has the record on lethal lava and reds because it's pretty nuts to get that close to ideal on a star that's very particular about the way you have to time those jump dives and get around the red coins. And it's not too hard to get like a mid-low-ish 14, but if you want to get like a 14 OX, you gotta be super fast. And JMill entering lethal lava and 2 stars behind. So not quite a minute. Both of them going for the wing cap star, surprisingly. And JMill actually getting a better rollout and speed kick, so Drogie gonna lose a couple seconds there. Oh, JMill, very sketchy angle on the jump dive, making the same mistake Drogie did. Has to go around here collecting the reds. Drogie missing that metal raft. And getting buffed by the bullies. They're out for blood, or at least a bit of lunch money. Alright, but good recovery. Drogie is quite literally hitting himself over that. Don't worry, it's not TOS. Alright, check out JMill's lava boost. Nice class long jump. Oh, he's going for the pro ending too. He went for the long jump between the pillars. That would have been sick. Drogie also going for a classic long jump. Was getting kind of close to the bully. Had to hit him out of the way. When you're in that burn state, you'll hit the bullies, which is nice. But as soon as that ends, if your timing's off, you'll get bopped, and that would have knocked him off the bridge. So, good awareness. And JMill will have caught up just a tad in lethal lava, and Drogie making more mistakes. Luckily, he doesn't need to collect any coins in the volcano. But elevator tour can still be deadly. He only has 3 HP if he were to get burned. Okay, good stuff. That'll be it for Drogie. Actually, not such a bad run considering all the things that happened. I'm thinking of like a couple mistakes in lethal lava land for sure. That was like 3. Oh my god, JMill dying on the way to the bullies. He fell off the raft. First death of the run. Not so good. And honestly, if there's anywhere you want to die, it's in the volcano, because you just spawn right back in there. But it takes JMill longer to get around here. Oh, he was going for the big bully. Maybe he missed the ledge grab and decided to go for the other bullies instead. Something like that. Alright, Drogie, let's see these god tier chests. They're looking pretty smooth and fancy. He is the master of swimming. As he misses a swim. That's a grimace and a half from Drogie. It's like the never mind. Drogie definitely cringed a little bit at that one. Even though it's still a decent star. By his standards, it was quite poor. Alright, going for back sub, no front sub shenanigans here today. JMill gonna be entering Dire Docks as Drogie gets the second star. A little bit more trouble with the castle movement. He's definitely fallen behind a bit more since the beginning due to that death. Going to that. Spamming C left reduces a bit of lag on that fade. So it's looking like Drogie will be able to take the Mantis Star if he doesn't mess it up before JMill finishes up chests, which will put him in Fire C on a pretty decent 50-ish pace. Now, my general rule of thumb is that the time you finish Fire C, which is about halfway through the run, indicates what kind of final pace you're on. And Fire C is about 1:50 with a good lava boost, which means he'll end up around 26:30, which is right on the border of like 49:50 pace. So let's see, going for that 29 Fire C movement really made this stage a lot less scary for people who aren't such top runners. But even top runners have gone and adopted it just for the comfort. Oh, Drogie missing that angle. That was just a bad side flip. He needed to readjust before jumping off the pole. I don't think he'll be able to make lava boost anymore. Nope, early early is still possible. With that burn, it might be really tough. Yeah, it's not looking so good. Will he grab the coin? No. Okay. So he's missed that cycle. It's going to be about 15-20 seconds. It's important not to rush here and lose even more time. Drogie not really sure how he wants to approach this last red coin. Going for the run around wall kick. Hello, Hakase. The lead right now is looking to be a little over a minute. If JMill converts lava boost early Ellies, this will be a huge time save. Oh, almost got hit by the Goomba dropping down there. Alright, going for a safe rollout because he knew he would have fallen back in the hole where the pole came, like through into the cage. Alright, this should be just good enough, I think. I want to say this is lava boost. Getting around the bully, can he make it? Yes, he does. That should barely get him up there. No, okay. I think if he had long jumped from farther back, like with a smaller single jump, he would have had just enough height. But the way he went up there, he went for a big long jump over the 5th red coin and then a pretty late long jump on the edge, which just barely wasn't enough. And getting a burn here, like, granted this is early Ellies, just not as good as it could have been. So Drogie up here and with Dry World taking care of the upstairs stars. Big red and blue contrast here between the two runners. A good wall kick to grab those 3 coins from the Skeeter. That's a big RNG factor on this star. He went with that ledge grab to not get invisible perhaps, or just to avoid the amp. It's a bit slower. You can also see down C right there to get a notch angle, which is very helpful. But pretty good start to his upstairs campaign. But Dry World 100 is a star that can go wrong in a lot of ways, and when you lose a lot of time to it, you get off to a pretty bad start in the second half of the run. So getting all those coins... Oh, that was actually bad. He hit the burn. The burn actually got him out of the heave-ho, I suppose. But now he's got to think up a backup. He has 3 HP. He's just going to go back the normal way, it seems. But if he falls again, that could be dangerous. Okay. Alright, he made it work. But that was a very, very weird 100. Alright, Joker getting Aerolift second. Interesting choice. That is what most people consider the free star of the stage, and the rest are a bit more difficult. Not so much if you're not going for the triple jump wall kicks, but it's still a nice thing to save for last. So he's going for the elevator. Coming around. These boxes can be a bit tough, but he nails it with good movement. And actually getting that ground pound on the corner. It wasn't looking good to land there. And skipping the wall kick at the end, so that was quite a good 100. I mean, elevator star. JMill wrapping up his 100. I think that went a little bit better, considering that he didn't lose like 20 seconds at the very end. So, he's still in it. Drogie only has 1 star left, but there's still a lot of race left to go. It is time for the tiny, huge island. We're missing those wall kicks. Can he get up? Barely. Drogie finding the secrets. No, this is not Survivor or like some other island TV show, but he had a little bit of trouble. If you get caught up in the beach, you lose a lot of time. So good that he was able to get out of it. JMill on the last, no, second to last star. I definitely agree, Fluffy. We have to represent Team Cringe. Alright, Drogie getting the mountain star, but he's so like he's so frustrated with missing the ground pound. Alright, last THI star. Just chilling out here. Everyone has a different setup to waste time before the piranha plant starts spawning. You just gotta do a little bit of sandbagging. He used to do a couple kicks. Some people do like a long jump in place. Sometimes you can just run around in a circle. JMill decent secrets. Went a little bit better than Drogie's at least. JMill used to do a sideways camera where he would just stay in active cam and hold left. But he finally saw the light and is now going for that Mario Cam holding forward camera angle. Drogie a bit caught in the mountain. I was anxious to see how that camera would work out, but he was able to make it happen. And grabbing that top of the mountain star. Another wall kick for Drogie. That's such a weird camera. He grabs it in Mario Cam and then has to do Lactu Cam in a C right. In that big panoramic view. JMill did mountain clip. Not the cleanest movement, so it didn't save time. But it's kind of cool. Alright, TTM Reg, one of the hardest stars here. And getting caught up in the maze. Let's see what he's got. He's falling down. He went up to do the side flip again, I guess, to just prime the angle. But it did work out. He got the nice ending. I feel like Drogie's performing an Italian opera or something. Like, he just kind of, you know, gets up tall, stands, and, like, delivers some emotional voice line. I wonder what he's saying. It's like in Shawshank, where it's like, you know, you never know what that one lady was singing about, but it didn't even matter. It's too much for our human hearts to comprehend. Alright, JMill comes to the mountain here. Drogie on his final star, getting the box. Wait. Am I stupid? Did he die on the box, or was that a past life? Okay. Commentator is zoning out a bit. No co-com to keep him on task here, but might just have to do a better job on his own. Drogie into Snowman's Land. JMill got 3 more stars to go. And he's taken care of them decently enough. Not making up the time that he needs to. But like with Drogie missing breathless and stuff, there is some room. Interesting that Drogie went for chill with the bully. One piece of SM64 trivia that you probably don't know is that Drogie ended up beating the ideal run on that star, which for a long time stood as the easiest, like, tied world record X-Cam that existed with a main strat. So what he did was this super cheat, like, angle change that was way harder and saved 1 frame, and he managed to get a 1250 as opposed to a 1253. And somehow that's allowed on the spreadsheet, even though it's like not RTA viable. But what that meant is that all the plebs like, oh my god, JMill falling off for the Breeze Star and dying. But what that meant is that all the plebs like me who had 1253 are no longer tied world record. So sad boy time. It's like in GoldenEye when someone unties something, but in this case it's even more like small scale and insignificant, but it was a nice thing to look at, just how that he was able to save that 1 frame. So there you go, history lesson, and it's HMC time. It's a full stage lead for Drogie right now as JMill enters Snowman's Land, as Drogie enters Basement. Grabbing Mips a second time with the dive rather than a punch. It's a lot safer. English Mips is slower on the first, fast on the second. JMill trying to get up to Snowman's head, avoiding a snowball. This triple jump spacing is kind of awkward. Can you make the wall kick? That at least did work out. Ooh, missing that double jump dive from the speed kick. On JMill's side, that is. Missing the box just a bit. And Drogie taking care of box jump. It's a bit of a day in the office right now before we get up to Tippy. But then we'll see if Drogie can hang on to this lead. It's pretty big, but nothing is too big for Tippy. Alright, final star in Snowman's Land is done. Drogie's got this star and one more before going up to Tippy. Hitting that switch first try. See, like, that wasn't even a mistake. That was just, like, him not getting a perfect water exit. But it caused a significant emotional reaction either way. JMill catching that bunny. Alright, good rock RNG for Drogie. Able to get around that one. This run is still 50 pace. You would have to play very well to get a 50. More reasonably a 51. And also, if you go over to the good old handy stat sheet, Drogie is, his average time is the 51:45, so he's definitely like right about there. Could beat it for sure. Alright, let's see what it does for lack to bounce. There are quite a few different strats you can go for on this star, but it is always a risk, and he's going for the single jump side flipless. Actually, bouncing, getting hit by the lack 2. He's lucky to not die there, I have to say, but it's quite annoying to not get the bounce. That's probably the most consistent strat that's not like ridiculously slow. It is actually quite fast, and I think it's the best hybrid of speed and consistency. Para initially, or at least Para has the claim to the first video evidence of that strat back in like 2015 or 2016. That was with a kick, and like it looked kind of weird. I don't know how else to describe it. Arc came around and made his own version. So it's like kind of contested whose strat it is. It's more Para's, but it's like I think Arc made it a bit more accessible. And someone might have even came up with it way before then, because it's not like no one else was experimenting with different lactic bounces. Drogie with a dive and a bonk into a death! What is that? That's such a weird way to die. He's praying, or like he's got his hands over his face. He's just gonna have to shrug that one off. When you fail to pull back enough for the kick, that's what happens. It's such a punishing game. In Tippy, those mistakes will be punished with deaths more often than not, which is why it's so hard. Coming out here for tricky triangles. Alright, pretty good backup. Also, Drogie goes for a single jump instead of a buffer kick. You'll probably see JMill do a kick. Drogie is losing his mind out here. This is nuts. JMill is up here in Rainbow Ride. Let's see what Lacti Bouncy goes for. Side flipping. This is the classic way. And he is hitting the Lacti. Drogie. Oh, this is such a tough backup. What does he do? He has to go back and start over. Can you make it? Oh, barely. It's a roller coaster of emotion. He goes from like freaking out to laughing it off. But I think he's just happy to get through that one alive. It's such a hard backup. Alright, last star is Cruiser. If he doesn't like to bounce, he has to go around and do Noob Cruiser. Alright, he's made it. Grab the pull. That's the next thing. Once you're here, you can be pretty home free if you want to play it safe. He's still going for the wall kick and missing it. That blue flame causes a lot of lag. Drogie's worst nightmare. Alright, grabbing that star finally. He's out. He is safe. JMill is at 60 though. Only 2 behind. Yeah, it's not even like a good joke. Potatoes. Don't you disrespect Cringe that way. Oh, JMill getting bought by Lacti! This guy is not cooperating at all. I don't know what happened. But today, he came up here in Rainbow Ride and was like, I'm gonna make someone's life terrible. And that's exactly what he's been doing. Alright, Drogie on a pretty good TDC 100 beginning. The beginning is the hardest part to get smoothly, but there is more risk of death and big meltdowns the higher up you go. The last few moves are probably the most essential. So he's got going very fast up here. Oh, that was a very sketchy situation. He avoided that with a couple just slow single jumps, but he almost went too far off to the right. That's a great TDC 100 for Drogie. Really good stuff. I don't know why he's mad about that at all. That was quite decent. That's the first I've seen Alaris take a mod action since, I don't know. At least in the GSA channel, I can't think of anything else. Alright. Ooh, Drogie going for a nice strafing wall kick. Somehow that worked out. I'm not too keen on that strat. I think JMill went in at random time. Is that right? And getting invisible by the pendulum. Gonna kill him. That's rough. Alright, back into the clock. Alright, so JMill up to the blue coin switch. Drogie on pendulums. Getting that ledge grab here. JMill had a mediocre start. Getting that ground pound on top of the box is a lot better to ensure that you get all the coins. Drogie on his last time... No, I think he's got all the time movings left. Yeah, get a hand in rolling the cage, and then it's Toad and Bowser in the sky. JMill did not get a safe grid, so he has to get every coin from that box. Kind of scary on the ending there. The camera pans in an unhelpful way, so if you don't wait for it, you're running a bit of a risk. I take that back. He actually had moving bars to do. Wait. Am I? Oh, he did Toad first. Okay. That makes more sense. JMill, good backup here. Oh, unfortunate ledge grab. Going around here. Hit by the pendulum again. Not being very friendly. The stage is kind of out to get him. Drogie, wait. Did he miss the triple jump wall kick? I assume that's what happened. Alright, good long jump wall kick back up. Getting the triple jump by the flame. That can be risky, but he's able to get it. And the swag kick into the death zone. Bye-bye. And now it's time for Sky. Still 51 pace. Barely. Probably going to be 52. Alright, we'll see what he goes for in terms of a triple jump wall kick. Moving left. And that's going to be good. Oh, that was so scary. How did he not die? He went for the triple jump when it was way too late. Sometimes the ceiling of the elevators can act as a ceiling, which will knock you down, but he managed to stay on. And if he had died and JMill had like finished up this star and come back, he might have had a chance. So it's never over until it's really over. But it's just a couple throws between Drogie and a victory. JMill probably going to get a 53 in this race. Ooh, that one's so close. Will it hit? No. Barely not. When D-Whatever hit all his throws in his first world record, that was like a 47-20, he took up like all the good Bowser throw karma. So now whenever someone's like kind of close to hitting a bomb, it's not going to hit anymore. But that's a sacrifice we were all willing to make for dinner. And Drogie missing more throws. Sometimes your hands get super cold and clammy and like stiff. So it can be really hard to hit these spins. That's going to be it for Drogie. No, one more. 52 on the table here. Can you make it happen? Yeah. Fair enough. Good play from Drogie. 52 and W. So congratulations to Drogie. That's going to be it for his last game of the regular season. Coming out with a solid record here. I believe, let me check the stat sheet once again. That is, oh, I don't know. I assume it's gonna be like 8-4 or 9-3 or something. I don't know what Drogie's thinking about right now. A little bit of a cringe on his face. Shoutouts to Team Cringe. JMill is just kind of going around with comfy bit strats. Grabbing that pole. This will be his final race of the season. Let's see if he can knock out 54. First though, wide left. JMill's got a nice positive smile on his face for that one. Alright, short distance one, right on the money. It's a bit harder to make the long distance throws because you have to spin faster, and also you have a smaller frame window. That one's not going to hit. You can only see the red dot of Mario's hat on his screen as he runs around. Alright, second throw. Good as well. Gotta hit the bomb by 45. No. I just didn't have enough power. Right. Getting a nice close setup. Will he be able to hit it? Maybe, no. Either way, it's gonna be a 55. And that concludes the last run for JMill. And not much else to go on with. With this race. We have a few more later. Pete versus Saxdale. That will definitely decide a play. Design versus Blue Bob. JD versus Super Viper. Both between players already secured. So that'll determine seedings. And also if you just want to get a peek at their current form. Yeah, have a good one, guys. No interviews, this one was pre-recorded. And we're just going to get right into the next one. Peace out.